Welcome to Toffee TV, it's the instant match reaction. Everton 2, Bournemouth 1. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're that close to 19,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. Don't forget, click the little bell if you want alerts when we put a video out. And if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. Well, you know what? With 15 minutes to go to the end of this game, this could have been a very, very different video. We were 1-0 down. And also whenever that first goal went in, but a certain man got us out of jail, or got Ronald Koeman out of jail. Let's say that man right there, Niasse, did it again. Come off the bench, scored 2 vital goals. And to be fair, you know, he saved us, and he saved Ronald Koeman again, who started with the wrong team again, like for every single game. The only game I can remember him really starting with the best side was probably against Man City, and then he somehow managed to cock it up with his subs. No, I thought today, we started okay. I thought, you know, the team was changed. Holgate started as centre back. Apparently there's injuries to Keane and Jagielka alongside Williams. Martina came in at right back. Why? I'll never know. He took Davis out the side, started Dominic Calvert-Lewin front, brought Klassen back in. And again, we started okay. We were getting the ball wide early on. Baines was getting up the pitch, Martina was getting up the pitch, but with little effect. And then slowly as the game went by, we just went narrower and narrower and narrower. And Baines stopped getting forward, and Martina went forward, but his crosses are in fact pointless because they don't go anywhere, because they have there's no intelligent thought into where he puts the ball, so they are pointless. And we just got narrow and narrow and narrow, and Bournemouth just went narrower just to stop us. And it wasn't very good. It just wasn't very good. There's no quick football. There's no, as I say, we're not getting it wide. We're not moving the ball fast. We couldn't get over the top. We're playing 3 number 10s in Rooney, Klassen and Sigurdsson, and none of them are playing well because they're all playing on top of each other. And for me, you know, I don't want this to become really negative, but I don't think you can suddenly hide the fact that just because we won, we played well, because we didn't. We needed the win desperately, and I'm so thankful we did. And to be honest, the last 10 minutes were great. The place was bouncing. But you can't get away from the fact that I think the manager hasn't helped himself again. For me, it's arrogance. For me, he thinks he knows everything, and he doesn't. It's very much like Jon Snow. Yeah. So we possibly could have had a penalty first half. Martin Atkinson, let me just say, was absolutely fucking abysmal. I would use an expletive. He was awful. To miss the elbow on Rooney and not give some kind of foul, you know, when you seeing Rooney's face, and some of the decisions he made. The yellow card for Sneijder, okay, that was borderline, but the yellow card for Tom Davies, please, you know, I watched it in real time. Tom slides, doesn't get anywhere near anything, and the lad sort of falls over the top of him, and it's a foul. You know, Tom Davies has been on the pitch for 10 seconds. Use common sense and just say, slow down, lad. You know, he was terrible, absolutely abysmal. And I normally don't really have a go at referees. I leave that to Baz, but he was shockingly bad. You know, there was one where their lad went down injured, and there was nothing wrong with him, and he blew up like he had some terrible head injury. He was a bit so bad. One of the worst refereeing displays I've seen for a long time. But anyway, let's move on from that. No, it's very clear what this team needs. It needs width. And I know he wants to get that from the fullbacks, but Baines will not get forward. Whether he can or whether he can't, he won't. He will not get forward with any pace. Whether he doesn't trust the defence or what, I don't know, but he will not get forward. And then Martina, who does get forward, as I say, he gets himself into some really good positions. I'll give him that. But he just throws aimless crosses into the box without any thought about what to do with the ball. Maybe there aren't players in there, but then don't just throw it in. Slow it down and have a little think. And I just, for a long time in this game, we didn't even have a shot. We didn't have a shot on target. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a decent header first half, but it just drifted wide. And we go into half-time 0-0. And second half, I think Bournemouth fancied it a little bit more and thought we can get some from here. Took the lead. And I don't know, we just looked all over the place. We weren't creating chances. Schneidlin and Garner weren't really playing well. I thought it was one of Garner's worst games for a long time. And we've got so many players in the centre of the park, it doesn't give us anywhere to go. And I think once the subs were made, obviously Davis and Niasse were a reaction to us going behind. And Davis went onto to the right, which it didn't work straight away. Till he brought Kenny on, I thought it started working. And I think once we got more of a diamond in midfield, that's when it started to work a little bit better, once we got that diamond. But once Niasse got the goal, and to be fair, he took it really well, smashed it in. But Kenny coming on, I know we've banged on about this lad, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I thought once he came on, he showed exactly why we've been banging on about him. Intelligent runs, getting up the right, not wasting the ball, defensively quite good as well. He was going on alongside Holgate, and I thought Holgate was a little bit hit and miss, but to be fair to the kid, he hasn't played many games this season, certainly hasn't played centre-back, so I thought he did okay. And I thought Kenny just is a lot more measured and a lot more controlled in the play, and he gets up more intelligently and uses the ball. And I thought Tom Davies came into the game a little bit more then, but Niasse was always a threat. And listen, on the ball, I still don't think he's that good. He didn't have much to him, but he's not brilliant on the ball, but he gives you something. He gets to the shoulder and he wants to take the defenders where they don't want to go. And he's a threat. If you put that ball over the top, he'll chase it, and he'll make something of it. And I thought Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who no one will talk about today, but I thought he was great playing up front on his own. I thought he was really intelligent, and I thought he got better when Niasse came on. I really should have made it 3 when we got to 2-1. But you look at the second goal, and it's Kenny getting down the right, putting a ball in, Davies wanting to get in the box, wanting to do something with it, and then Niasse being tenacious. I think it came off his shoulder, but not stopping, reacting from what the keeper did and putting it in the back of the net, and the place just exploded when that went in. But for me, Niasse, Tom Davies, and John Joe Kenny, the manager has to use them all, and it's ironic that those 3 players today, they're not the manager's players. They're not players he bought. He brought Tom Davies into the team obviously last season. He's going to have to bring Kenny into the side. Niasse, it's been sort of forced on him, and you see that every time you see his face, you think, shit. But it doesn't matter. They're part of his squad now, and he's got to use them. And for me, Tom Davies has to play every week, because he does something that other centre midfielders won't do. He gets into the box, and he's got something about him that the other players, do we really need 2 holding midfielders? And that sounds ironic, because we put them in our starting 11. I think we just do that because it's so ingrained in us that we play that way, that we just think we maybe, but Davies has to play because he gives you that injection of something. That coming on and getting booked in the first 5 seconds, that perfectly illustrates Davies and what he wants to do. And even before the game, I was watching Davies and John Joe Kenny warming up, and it was like watching 2 kids, 2 mates, playing footy together in the park and just having a laugh, and it being about playing football. And I thought when they came on, you see more. All 3 of them, there was a joy in playing football. There wasn't pressure on them to like you see on other players' shoulders. And suddenly we had a better shape about us. And as I say, you can't hide the fact for 70 minutes we were crap, to be honest. And maybe the referee helped in getting Goodison a little bit nasty with some awful decisions. But it was really nice to see us turn around a scoreline and get late goals. That was great. Nothing better at Goodison Park than late goals. So well played to as I say, John Joe Kenny should be playing every week for me. because he's intelligent, he can defend, he knows how to get forward, he loves those little 1-2s on the edge of the box, and he loves Everton, and that you can see that in the way he plays, and that's not just like, oh well, like, you know, anyone can love Everton. He loves it and he puts it into the field, and so does Tom Davies. And Niasse got the rewards, and he got the rewards for being patient. It's just a shame we won't have him on Thursday for the Europa League, but I suppose that makes the manager's decisions a little bit easier. He knows he hasn't got him, so he brings maybe Sandro in. But I just think we look better when we play 2 up front. We have genuine width, and we're not clogging the centre of the park. And the manager's give himself tough decisions by buying all these number 10s and not really having a way of playing other than shoving them all in the centre of the park. Because today, Klassen again was poor. Sigurdsson was poor. Rooney was okay, and you know, obviously the elbow to the face would sort of took the sting out of his game, and I suppose made it easier for us to sub him. But we can't play with those 3 players in the middle of the park. I just don't see how we can play. We have to have width. We have to have it, because we're just not good enough to knock the ball around. So I'm hoping that last 20-15 minutes showed the managers what he's got to start doing. He's got to stop being stubborn and playing his sides that this playing with so narrow, it ain't going to work unless you got full-backs that are really going to bomb forward. And in Martino and Baines, we just don't have those. Maybe we found one on the right, but on the left we haven't, because Baines just won't go forward. So the manager's got to start looking at himself and stop being so stubborn and arrogant and start changing things around to help the team, because those players who came on today certainly did. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. Oh, just one final thing as well. At 1-0, Jordan Pickford, what a save. What a save, when I think Defoe was 1-on-1. If that goes in, the game's finished. Jordan picked one massive save today. But you know what? That's what is the difference about having a goalkeeper like Jordan Pickford and not having a goalkeeper like Jordan Pickford. At 1-0, making that save was absolutely crucial to this win today. That cannot be forgotten or dismissed, or, you know, that was a huge, huge save, and that's why we paid the money we did for him. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to look out for Baz's video, his instant match reaction, and his player ratings. We'll be back for the final word, and also keep an eye out for my match day experience video, which I'm starting to do. Which, yeah, it's good. I look weird holding the camera, but doesn't matter, does it? As long as you enjoy it, that's the main thing. Thanks for watching Toffee TV. I'll see you later.